Biscuit Kruger, right? This girl, she is older than what she looks like. She plays games with her Nen ability. She actually taught people Nen. She taught Gones, other, like when they were learning the basics of Nen, Ren, Hatu, and all that other shit before prerequisites. And she taught Wing how to, use Nen, and she taught other people too. They know her as, Biscuit Kruger. Goddamn, this girl, is a known hunter and shit. She taught them how to, use Gyo better, and like to always have their Nen on, you know, at all times. Like she went during their training and shit, you need to keep your Nen on at all times and like constantly, keep it going, so they had better endurance, better strength, hit this wall, boom, 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 create, tunnels and shit with your, Nen abilities. You're an enhancer, you're a transmuter. She ended up finding this shit out about them and teaching them, the different types of Nen, just the way, similar to the way Kurapika learned, but differently because she's a different kind of, trainer and she's a hunter too in her own right. But um, she's physically strong and other things. She took out a guy named Bino, easily. Um, you know, she was probably, one of the more powerful characters on that island as well. Um, she taught them how to use their Nen better, taught them what Nen was, because of her, Gon was able to learn Jajaken, and then, Kilo went and he, ran the shit at, the Hunter exams easily. He no-diffs that shit, real quick. He could have probably did that without the, Nen help. But like with that, he was able to come back fast because we understand that Killua is a lightning transmuter. So lightning's fast, and he can, get that shit done quick and come back. And that's what he did. And got his hunter's license real quick. But Bisky was the reason why. She put him through tough training. Keep spamming your aura and shit. Make sure it's like on blast at all times. Use Gyo so you can see other people's abilities. I'm just, all the things that I remember, punch this, mountain until there's a hole, such and such deep. Run like, 20 laps or whatever. She had them, she was a sensei, So Biscuit, her strength is a 93%, speed is a 90%, durability 89%, endurance 90%, intelligence 91%, 95 for experience, and a 94 for close skill, 88 for range skills, and a 91 for Riku, a 94 for hacks, and an overall power score of a 91.5 for Biscuit Kruger. She's an older woman too. She's only 50 years old, but she plays games like she's like 10 or whatever. Powerful too. She goes into a muscular form and she can, throw shit around. But let me know what you think about her in the comment section. How powerful. Did I make her too powerful, or did I actually, gas her down? Was she actually more powerful than that? Let me know in the comments. Be cool, Around the Corner.